Little known fact about me, in addition to being a YouTuber, podcaster, shout out to the Box Podcast, go watch it, musician, go listen to my recent singles, I drop one every Friday, and therapist, go watch my therapist videos. I'm also a licensed physician. So today I'm going to be on the subreddit r/AskDocs, and I'm going to be providing some diagnosis as well as some prescriptions to some of these people. Whipped cream issues, help please. So it was late at night and I sprayed some whipped cream in my mouth like I do every night, and some gas came out. Is that fine? Am I fine? I think I inhaled some, but I don't know. My mouth was open and I heard people get brain damage from that. No, you're not fine. You are now addicted to Whippets. My prescription, go to the nearest vape shop and probably pick up a couple of Whippet cans. They sell Supreme ones, so if you're a hype beast, you're 14. So I think that would work pretty well for you. It's a pretty slippery slope to get into, but I think that it's a nice pipeline straight to heroin. So honestly, just go for it. Professional medical advice. I think my vagina is broken. My boyfriend, male, 18, and I, female, 17, tried to have sex for the first time a little while ago, and it didn't work out. We could only get the tip in until I eventually tapped out due to pain and seeing more blood than what I thought was normal. We tried again about a month later, and we got it in about halfway until stopping again because of pain and blood. So far to me, it sounds like you're not meant for dick. Maybe try pussy? I wasn't disheartened by this because I felt like we were making progress. I'm quite a small person. I'm 5'1" and 50 kilograms. What are we doing here? Hey Siri, what is 50 kilograms in pounds? Okay, that's 110 pounds. So you're 5'1" and 110 pounds, and my boyfriend's penis is bigger than average, so I thought I just needed a few tries to get used to his size. However, we tried for the third time today, and I was in pain just from the tip, and I bled once again. I bled until the end of the day, and honestly now I'm extremely worried because I don't know why this is happening. I feel like there's something wrong with me, and it's awful. I don't want to try anymore because I'm afraid of the damage we could do or have already done. I can't talk to my mom about it because she'd kill me for having sex without being on the pill and would immediately put me on it. Take it. Maybe try a boyfriend with a smaller penis. That could work. I prescribe smaller penis boyfriend. I know typically like when people have sex and stuff, I'll never be able to unawkwardly address this topic. But I know typically when people like have sex for the first time and lose their virginity, they have like a what's called popping the cherry. And basically it just means that you bleed because there's like a little thing in there that you tear for the first time or something like that. I'm not gonna try and explain this like I actually know what I'm talking about. That's for your gynecologist, which I'm not. I'm just your physician. What kind of foreplay are y'all doing? Are y'all getting that shit, loosened up? And I diagnosed your boyfriend with being kind of lame. So yeah, your pussy's broken. Moving on. I'm 26 and I'm pretty sure I'm dying. For context, I have struggled with headaches for as long as I can remember, the earliest being 12 years old. Brain tumors run in my family significantly. Current symptoms: headaches started around 12 years old, chronic fatigue also started around 12 years old, neck pain that started within the last year, and memory loss/forgetfulness that I noticed within the last couple of months. I also have undiagnosed anxiety that is playing a huge part in my lack of seeking help. My last visit I had with my doctor around 6 years ago, I mentioned my symptoms at the time, just headache and fatigue, and also my family history with brain tumors, and I was shrugged off and prescribed extra strength ibuprofen. Never went back and sought help elsewhere. I feel like since I'm a female, I'm not being taken seriously. Okay, so first of all, you have the victim's mentality. That's very common in people in your age group. I'm not sure exactly what you're really supposed to do about that, except maybe grow up a little bit. Undiagnosed anxiety. See, if you're undiagnosed, then you shouldn't claim you have it because you don't have proof. Prove it. Have an anxiety attack right now. I deal with anxiety. That's not funny. If everybody who had hella headaches, a family history of tumors, forgetfulness, fatigue was dying, then I think we'd all be dying. Because I'm pretty sure in my family, personally, I have history of tumors and some cancer probably. I definitely experience frequent headaches. Fatigue, honestly, yeah. I be tired. Life is hard. Anxiety. Diagnosed, though. If I'm being honest with you here, it sounds like you smoke weed. So maybe just lay off the blunt a little bit. Lay off the grass. Go touch real grass. My sweat smells like maple syrup. 14 male, 178 pounds, 5'9". Recently, I have noticed that I've started smelling like maple syrup. I've been feeling more tired lately. Not sure if related, but I've been getting more agitated at small things. Yeah, you're probably just a little bit overweight. You said you're 5'9", 178 pounds, 14 years old. It's a little big. Maybe just stop eating so many damn McGriddles and you won't start sweating it straight out of your pores. Fat shaming is not funny. Yes, it is. Planet Fitness is pretty cheap these days. I don't know if you have a location in your hometown. But you could get a membership there. You'll probably work out a little bit, lose some weight, stop smelling like syrup, start smelling like Axe body spray. Moving on, what am I in for here? I'm a 42-year-old male. For the last 15 years or so, I've had a chronic itchy anus. Around 10 years ago, I was eating either pasta or something with rice for dinner, and when out of nowhere I had an overwhelming amount of itchiness in my shins. I thought it might be a bite, and yet when I had a look, there were no bites, and scratching didn't alleviate the itch. I've since learned that it's urticaria. I pronounced that correctly. Focusing mainly on the itchy anus here. There's a lot of people in this world that don't wipe their ass very well. Toilet paper? That shit isn't doing the job for you, my boy. So what I need you to do is go to your local grocery store, whether that's a Walmart, Target, whatever. They sell it there. They sell these things called butt wipes. They're wet and they get all that shit out. It's pretty good and it'll help at least a little bit with your chronic itchy anus. Other than that, it just sounds like you got eczema, my boy. Get some cream. So here's a very serious one. We might have to get them straight to the emergency room. My feet fall asleep when I'm on the toilet. I'm pretty sure this is a POTS thing, but can't find anything online, and I feel like my lower legs/feet fall asleep or go numb and then get pins and needles very easily. I notice it most when I'm on the toilet. It seems like they go numb within less than 10 minutes, and I get bad pins and needles and tingling afterwards. I don't really notice it other times unless I do something like sitting on my foot weirdly or something like that. Is this something I should be worried about? And does anyone have any tips for preventing it? I don't think there's a single person on this earth that can't identify with having their feet fall asleep while they're taking a shit. So it's gonna happen, dude. This isn't some medical concern. Deal with it. And I hate to sound like an old head here, but I feel like this generation is really full of pussies. I'm sorry. You're 17 years old and you're on Reddit worried about your feet falling asleep when you're taking a shit. You know what I was worried about when I was 17? When I was gonna get pussy for the first time. Be your age. Do something fun. I don't know. Go get your rank up in Rainbow Six Siege. Where are we dropping, boys? Not everything needs some diagnosis. I don't know how, but for some reason, I know that this post is TikTok's fault. I'm panicking over a cat bite. I rescued a little kitten today, but in the process of it, it bit the absolute hell out of my finger, middle knuckle, index finger. The cat is now with a couple that are keeping it as a pet, and it doesn't seem to be sick, but it was a stray. I cleaned the wound with hand washing and hydrogen peroxide. My main concern is that my finger feels swollen and achy a few solid hours after the bite. You have the parasite. The parasite is basically just when a cat scratches or bites you, they have this little parasite that gets into your body and makes you think more like a cat, want more things to do with cats, and want to be around cats. Not only does it do that, but it makes you more likely to purchase a motorcycle. I prescribe you a Kawasaki. X-ray/radiation in infants. This may sound stupid, but it's a general question I've been curious about. During the uprising of RSV and flu last year, my son was hospitalized with RSV and double pneumonia at 43 days old. He had an X-ray when I first took him to the ER with respiratory distress, and again a few days later in the PICU as he was having increased difficulty and they wanted to check his lungs again. I realized doctors don't unnecessarily X-ray, and in this situation it was indicated. I'm just curious, I guess, at such a young age, how dangerous is that for him, and what kind of impact could it have on him, if any? I'm hoping, of course, he will not need any more X-ray exposure in the near future. Yeah, your son will now be autistic. Yeah, typically, when you put your baby through an X-ray, it kind of subtracts from that overall chromosome total. Yeah, X-rays can fuck your baby up. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if your baby ends up growing like a third eye, the second mouth on the back of its neck. Radiation's a scary thing, man. The only thing that can really survive it is cockroaches, so your baby's fucked. Give it back to God. Moving on. STD risk in handjobs. This is a very paranoid post, but I wanted to ask. About a couple of weeks ago, I gave a handjob and then he gave me a handjob. I was very careful not to get any of his semen on any part of my body other than my hand. However, a little bit of semen got on my shirt around an area on my belt line where I had a scabbed region from a rash that I occasionally get due to irritation from my belt. I'm 99% sure that the semen on my shirt belongs to me. On the chance that it's not my semen, what are the chances of STD transmission? What are y'all, practicing gay celibacy? Just fucking fuck. Like, what do y'all have to worry about? Y'all have it the easiest out of anybody because y'all don't have to worry about pregnancy. So what are y'all worried about? Just fuck. I'm craving violence and I don't know why. I'm 12 years old and I love violence in video games. And the only thing stopping me from ripping an innocent person limb from limb is that it's legally incorrect. Not illegal. legally incorrect. I don't know if I'm just going through puberty and its hormones or if I'm destined to be a serial killer. I'm getting in my psychiatrist and therapy bag here, but I prescribe you a 5150. And if you're not familiar with what that is, that basically means that we got to lock you down for about 72 hours because you're a danger to yourself and others. No strings attached. You're going to get some cool socks similar to the ones that you get at the trampoline parks, but they just don't have a cool logo on them and they're not neon colored. But they got grip on them. No, seriously, I think this is normal. Man, when I was 12 years old, I used to just hop on GTA, buy as many guns as I could at Ammunition, and just unload upon the general public. I wouldn't stop until I had at least 5 stars, and I had killed at least 4,500 police officers. I would pretty much commit capital genocide, die, and then recommit capital genocide on the front steps of the hospital that I just came out of. I think you're all right. But just on the safe side, we're going to 5150 you, just to be safe. Height, ... surgery. Hey guys, I am 166. What? So I did take the liberty of translating this from this foreign language that it's in. And this person is about 5'5". So, hey guys, I am 5'5", and it's a huge deal for me. Even though I look good, in parentheses, enough, girls never look at me and prefer taller and less good-looking guys. I've been seriously considering this violent surgical procedure where they break your bones to extend your knees. Would you go for it? Do you think it's worth it? Do I think it's worth it? No. I think in no situation is it ever worth it to get a male BBL. This is inherently wrong. You're pretty much having to relearn how to walk just so you can be like a few inches taller. Because if you're 5'5", it might bring you to what, 5'7"? 5'8". If you really want to learn how to walk again, just take enough drugs until you have a stroke. You should just be happy with the card you were dealt. Moving on, because this is not r/advice. My pubes are turning white. I'm a 14-year-old male and my pubes are turning white. Nowhere else, just my pubes. I'm not albino or anything, and it is spreading to all my hair. What do I do, and is it dangerous? It sounds like most likely your pubes are just being dyed from the amount of coming that you do from jerking off because you're 14 years old. A lot of people would recommend maybe going to church, but I would say just dye them back. Dye them the color they were. Maybe this is a chance for you to try a new cool color with your pubes, because typically to get the right color, you would have to bleach your hair in the first place, but it seems like life has already done that for you, so try out red, try pink, try green, try something. Last post here. We're going to end it on a dark note. Doctor's assisted suicide. 19-year-old male. What are the requirements for this? I'm a severe drug addict and have failed many attempts at drug recovery and would prefer to go like this other than to overdose and have that burden for my family. I tried rehab. It has not worked out for me. Not here for therapy. Just need an answer. I heard this is legal in some states, but I don't know if you must be deathly ill with something to receive this treatment. Thanks. First of all, this sounds like a quitter's mentality. Okay, why quit? Quitter, push harder, do more drugs, take more. So I did some research for you to help you out here. And it looks like in Canada, they allow euthanasia and assisted suicide for adults suffering from grievous and irredeemable conditions whose death is reasonably foreseeable. You would be able to maybe argue your case here because your death is quite foreseeable. If you don't have any hope for yourself, then why should we either? Maybe Canada would be the one place that would give up on you. That was really mean. And this was a very bad video. But thank you guys for watching if you stuck around to this point. And if you have, go check out my single that I dropped last Friday. And I'm going to drop a new single every Friday. And I'm going to say this at the end of every video, probably. Go watch my podcast, please, because I really enjoy making it. So I hope you guys like watching it. And I actually enjoy making it more than these videos right now. Nothing to say against these videos, because I love doing these, obviously. But it's just fun. You know, I love podcasting. It's just a new thing. And we're putting a lot of investment, money, good profit, finance margin spreadsheets into it. So yeah, definitely go check it out. And I hope you guys have a great week. Peace, guys.
Yeah. Me and my bitch were meant to meet like Stanley and Zero. Fuck all my heroes. They open their mouth and they legacy heroes. They really weirdos. Every sentence they lose to De Niro. They played a key role in making the monster you currently see grow.